Thank you. In doing this series on really the life and teachings of Jesus, I really wanted to focus on the words of Jesus. The Christmas narrative, or the Christmas stories, are just, they can't be missed. And even though they aren't specifically the words of Jesus, they are so profound and so inspirational. And if you haven't yet gotten a copy and started reading in the book of Jesus, the theography, somebody asked me, what's the difference between a theography and a biography? Well, a biography starts with the birth of the person. This theography of Jesus goes before time, before history, before the incarnation, to talk about Jesus being, and Jesus being in relationship and in fellowship with the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. But tonight we will look at a passage from John's Gospel, chapter 1, verses 1 through 15.
I'm not saying anything.
In the beginning was the Word. And speaking of the Word, God chose His Word very carefully in this passage as He was introducing the birth and the life of Jesus. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. He was with God in the beginning. Through Him all things were made. Without Him nothing was made that has been made. So we see already two things about the Word. The Word is eternal. The Word was active in creation. Thirdly, in Him was life. So the Word was the source of life. And that life was the light of men. The light shines in the darkness, but the darkness has not understood it. There came a man who was sent from God. His name was John. He came as a witness to testify concerning that life. So, eternal, creative, life, and light were all being associated and connected with the Word, so that through Him all men might believe. He Himself, talking about John, was not the light. He came only as a witness to the light, the true light that gives life to every man, was coming into the world. He was in the world, and though the world was made through Him, the world did not recognize Him. He came to that which was His own, but His own did not receive Him. Can you imagine? He came to His creation, and His creation rejected Him. Yet, to all who received Him, to those who believed in His name, He gave the right to become children of God. Children born not of natural descent, nor of human decision, nor of a husband's will, but born of God. The Word, okay, so the Word is creation, existed before creation, was eternal, was in the beginning, was life itself, and was life. And that Word became flesh and made His dwelling among us. Leonard Sweet and Frank Viola are not the only ones to mention the literal meaning here. He tabernacled among us, alluding to the tabernacle wherein the glory of God dwelt in the wilderness. We have seen his glory, the glory of the one and only, who came from the Father, full of grace and truth. 14 verses just filled with profound and deep and life-changing truth as John introduces Jesus by going back and then saying, this is the one we saw. In his first letter, remember, he used very similar words. That which was from the beginning, whom our hands have touched, we saw, we heard, in him was the word of life. So that thought really captured John. That thought that Jesus existed, since he existed from the beginning was before creation.